to Survivor Egypt. I'm Jeff Provost, your host. Tonight we'll be choosing the sole survivor. I'd like to welcome back our jury who will be selecting tonight's winner. These are previous contestants that have been voted off. Potiphar, Potiphar's wife, the chief jailer, Simeon, Benjamin, Jacob, Rachel, and the Egyptian slave trader. Now I'd also like to introduce our final two contestants, Joseph and Judah. Each of our jury members will be allowed to make a short comment and ask a question in order to determine their final vote. So let's begin. We'll start with the first of our jury to be voted off, Jacob.
First of all, let me congratulate you two. I couldn't be prouder that my sons are the two final contestants. Of course, as your father, I've been accused of showing preference to you, Joseph, and I can see how the other players may feel that way. I did try to come by your aid by giving you the myriad of idol coat of many colors, and that was my biggest failure in this game, because I caused the other brothers to become jealous with Joseph and angry with my decision. Now my question is for you, Judah. How could you be the eldest born in Joseph's supposed death and form such alliance with your brothers against him?
Well, we saw that you had given Joseph an unfair advantage by giving him that coat. We decided he needed to be brought back down to an even level playing field. Roughing him up and throwing him in a well was my idea. But selling him as a slave to another tribe, though, I can't take credit for that. I was thinking of causing him to have an early exit from the game for good, if you know what I mean. But Simeon wouldn't let me end it. Sending him off as a slave to another tribe, though, it worked out pretty good for our alliance. We traded him for a few extra supplies for our camp.
I cannot believe you can be proud there and be sitting there and be proud of your lives and decisions. You'll be not getting my vote because I don't think you played fairly.
Thank you, Jacob. Now let's give the floor to your lovely wife, Rachel.
As you know, boys, I am Joseph's mother. My sister Leah is Judah's mother. I stand with Jacob in this decision so far. But I do have a question for you, Joseph. Very early in the game, you made a comment that I need you to explain. You said you had a dream that 11 stars, the sun and the moon, all bowed down to you. Can you explain how that played out in the game?
At the time, I didn't know where the dream came from, but now I know God was using it to prepare me for what was going to happen. You see, the sun, the moon, and the stars all represented you, my family. God was foreshadowing the way He was going to work this situation all out in the end. My brothers may have intended to harm me, but God used the bad situation to bring about His plan of putting me in the leadership position in Egypt.
Okay, that brings us to the Egyptian slave trader. You were voted off fairly early, but yet played a very important part. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Jeff. Yes, I was only here for a short time. You see, I was in the alliance with the two brothers. You see, they brought me in to help carry out their plan, but I soon realized I was merely a pawn in their game. So soon as they no longer need me, I was voted off. So my question is for both players, what was your overall strategy for the game?
To eliminate anyone who is a threat to me. So I took charge of my own destiny by getting rid of any competition.
I knew I couldn't do this on my own, so I put my trust in God to help me work it all out in the end.
Potiphar, you're up.
I worked out an early alliance with Joseph. Everything was seeming to go great. We are both advancing quickly through the game. It is surprising to me that my own wife who caused to go her own ways. So my question is to Joseph, what really happened that day?
It wasn't very long before I knew your wife had plans against my commitment with God's ways. She She scared me so much that I ran. She grabbed my coat while I was running, so I just ran out of it, leaving it behind. She used that to tell her lie to turn you against me.
Wait a minute. What I don't understand is how I could be voted off for something he did. It's all his fault. I was the victim here. I can't believe you're actually thinking of believing him. Just look at all the mess he caused in our house. It's no wonder your brothers are trying to get rid of him. Judah, you'll be getting my vote, but not because I think you deserve it, just because I don't want that slave to win.
So after this mess, Joseph was thrown into prison, where he found himself in a new alliance. Jailer, you were part of that camp. Can you shed any light on what happened during this episode?
As with all the other situations mentioned here tonight, Joseph quickly rose to the top of our camp as well. It's funny that it all started with dreams, because dreams played a big role in our camp. Many others in our camp had dreams, but no one knew the meaning of them except for Joseph. He correctly told the cupbearer and the baker what their dreams meant, and later on when Pharaoh had a dream, he correctly told him too. So my question is for Joseph. Was there some kind of secret script or something we never saw? How do you know what our dreams meant?
That goes back to my trust in God. I couldn't do that, but God can. He told me the dreams because the dreams came from him, much like how he showed me in my dream a piece of his plan. He also did this with the cupbearer, the baker, and even Pharaoh. God is at work within all of our lives, writing our story within his master story. Sometimes he lets us know what his plan is, but other times we don't understand how he's working until everything is said and done. Then we see how he's working through the whole thing.
We still need to hear from the two brothers. Let's start with Simeon, the brother who also spent some time in prison.
You know, the crazy thing about that was all of us probably deserved to be in prison, but I actually volunteered to go. At this point in the game, I had started figuring out how my actions didn't just change my game, but also had a big impact on others around me. It was going to be Benjamin in prison, but I volunteered to take his place. I knew that if Benjamin was taken, it would really hurt my family, so I took his place. When we sent Joseph to the other tribe, we forgot about him, but he didn't forget about us. When the tribes merged at the end, he immediately recognized us. He could have taken his revenge right then, but instead he chose to forgive. I'm pretty certain who I would vote for, but Judah, I need to know what you're thinking now. Do you have any regrets about how you played?
That's a hard question. For so long, I lived my life how I wanted. Nobody made choices for me, not even God. This experience has taught me to let God take the lead. I can see now that there are so many things that happen that I can't understand because I can only see it from my perspective, what I want to happen. So would I play differently now that I've seen the outcome? I would like to think I would, but I'm still learning to trust God in all situations.
And the youngest brother, Benjamin, would you like to add?
I don't have much to add, but I'd like to make an observation. I'm proud of my older brother. I'm proud he didn't give up on this family even when everything was caving in around him. I'm proud that he trusted that God's way always comes through first. I'm proud that we all just want to sit down and have our own little pity party because it was hard. Joseph kept the faith.
With that being said, Tribal Jerry, it's time to place your votes. Remember, the vote you cast tonight will be to select who you think should be called the sole survivor of Survivor Egypt. One at a time, you may make your way to the voting area. When everyone has voted, I'll reveal the results. votes are in. The first vote is for Joseph. Second vote is for Judah. The third vote is for Joseph. The fourth vote is for Joseph. That's 4 for Joseph, 1 for Judah. If the next vote is for Joseph, we'll have our winner. The next vote goes to the winner of the Survivor of Soul Survivor, Joseph. The tribe is spoken.